Hi, I am Virinchi and today we are going to take a look at balancing chemical equations. It is one of those topics that often confuses students a lot, and I assure you, if you follow this method, you will be able to solve it the instant you see it in the question paper. So, firstly, what is the need to balance chemical equations? So, here in this equation, if you observe, there is only one hydrogen atom on the left hand side and two hydrogen atoms on the right hand side. Similarly, only one chlorine atom on the left hand side and three chlorine atoms on the right hand side. So, this is a direct contradiction to the law of conservation of mass, as atoms can't magically appear. So, balancing a chemical equation is the process of equating the number of atoms on the left hand side with those of the right hand side. So, let us take another equation. KClO3 gives rise to KCl plus O2. So, as we have done previously, let us denote the left hand side with LHS and the right hand side with RHS. So, on the left hand side, let us write down all the elements. So, potassium, chlorine and oxygen. On the right hand side, we have potassium, chlorine and oxygen. So, now let us write the number of atoms for each element. So, we have one potassium atom, one chlorine atom and three oxygen atoms. Similarly, we have one potassium atom, one chlorine atom and two oxygen atoms. So, to balance this equation, we have to equate the number of atoms for each element. So, over here, potassium and chlorine have already been equated. So, let's move down to oxygen. To equate both of these oxygens, simply multiply this with 2. So, the new number of oxygen atoms is 6. So, to equate both of them again, multiply this with 3. So, the new number of oxygen atoms is 6. However, it has unequated potassium and chlorine. So, the new number of potassium atoms is 2 and the new number of chlorine atoms is 2. So, to equate both of these, multiply this with 2. So, the new number of potassium atoms is 2 and the new number of chlorine atoms is 2. So, we have 2, 2, 6 and 2, 2, 6. So, this equation has been balanced. So, let us take this equation. CH4 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2O. So, let us denote the left hand side with LHS and the right hand side with RHS. So, now let us write the elements. We have carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And here we have again carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Now let us write the number of atoms for each element. So we have 1 carbon, 4 hydrogens and 2 oxygen atoms. Again here we have 1 carbon, 2 hydrogen atoms and 2 plus 1, 3 oxygen atoms. So here already carbon has been equated. So let's move down to hydrogen. To balance hydrogen, multiply this with 2. So the new number of hydrogen atoms becomes 4. But this has changed the number of oxygen atoms. So the new number of oxygen atoms is O2 plus 2 into O. So that is 4. So to equate both of them again, multiply this with 2. So the new number of oxygen atoms is 4. So we have 1, 4, 4 and 1, 4, 4. So this equation has been balanced. Let's solve this equation. We have Al, aluminium plus HCl, hydrochloric acid, gives rise to AlCl3 plus H2. So let us denote the left hand side with LHS and the right hand side with RHS. On the left hand side, let us write down all the elements present. We have aluminium, we have hydrogen and we have chlorine. Similarly, on the right hand side, we have aluminium, hydrogen and chlorine. So, now on the left hand side, denote the number of atoms aluminium has. That is 1 atom. Hydrogen, 1 atom. And chlorine, 1 atom. On the right hand side, there is 1 aluminium atom, 2 hydrogen atoms and 3 chlorine atoms. So, when we equate both of these, we have balanced the equation. Firstly, aluminium has already been equated. So let us move to hydrogen. To equate both of these, simply multiply this with 2. So, the new number of hydrogen atoms is 2. Also, it has changed the number of chlorine atoms to 2. However, now hydrogen has been equated. So, we have to equate chlorine now. For that, multiply this with 3. That is 2 into 3, 6. And multiply this with 2. But over here it has changed the number of hydrogen atoms. So the new number of hydrogen atoms is 6. And the hydrogen here remains constant. However, it has also changed the number of aluminium atoms here to 2. So coming back here again, to equate both of these, simply multiply this aluminium with 2. So the new number of aluminium atoms is 2. So aluminium has been equated. So to equate hydrogen again, simply multiply this with 3. So the new number of hydrogen atoms is 6. So this is our balanced equation, as the left hand side and the right hand side have been equated. Thank you.